Welcome to my podcast, Live from the Heart. I'm Anne-Claire Miret. I'm a naturopath, I'm a coach, and today I'm going to talk about living in the best environment so that you can thrive. And to do that, I'm going to illustrate with my own current situation. I'm going to move very soon into a brand new house. And it's the first time that I'm going to own a house. So at 41 years old, for the first time, I'm not going to rent. Well, if you can say it like this, because I live in Bali, so basically I'm going to rent for 28 years. But here everybody say that it's equivalent to buying, although you don't buy it forever. It's just slightly different from abroad. It's a beautiful house. It's a healthy home. This is how we decided to create it with my husband. So we didn't decide on everything because it was already started to be built when we choose to go down that road. And we decided to change a bunch of stuff so that it would fit better our requirements. So first, the location. Location, location, location. That's what people say always. And it's very important for us too. So it turns out that this house is ideally located for us because it's very close to the beach. And this is awesome because we love to go walking every day. I actually have another episode about walking. I'm used to walk 10,000 steps every day. It's something I've been doing for a very long time. And the past few weeks, I've been walking 15,000 steps every day. And I intend to continue and probably, continue rising up that number. I would love to do between 15 and 20,000 steps every day forever until I die. So that would be great. This is very important to me because it clears my mind, keeps me healthy and fit, and I just love it. And it's also great to rebalance some energies when you spend a lot of time in front of the computer. You get to walk barefoot on the beach, so it changes a lot of things. And then also just breathing the fresh air is also super valuable for me. It's not a beach where I can swim because there are too many currents and the waves are really big, but I usually put my feet in the water. So this is already quite a lot of benefits, and I can do it all year long because it's Bali and it's always sunny. And even if it's rainy, it's not cold. So this is pretty awesome. There are also rice fields around our home. So this is more or less healthy because in the rice fields quite often they use pesticides, so this is something that we are very aware of. And also once in a while, every 4 months or so, they burn the crops which have been harvested, and then they just have a bunch of herbs to, I don't know, the remaining of the crops to burn. And this is pretty bad. Like, this is like really bad. It smells a lot, even inside the house, even in a newly constructed house, which is sealed. So we have to be careful with that. So that's why we have an air purifier. So this is something that is very important to us. Okay, so let's dive in. The house will have a lot of natural light, which is very important to us, and also some place where we can sunbathe because we believe in sun medicine. So we use the sun in the mornings and later in the afternoon without sunscreen. This is very important to us. And we avoid the peak hours that can burn your skin, obviously. And we just take it. Yeah, just we know because we've been living in the tropics for a while. We know what's right for us. So we have a lot of natural light and place to sunbathe without neighbors seeing us, which is great. And then we're going to build a nice garden so we can finally ground in the garden because currently we're in a rental and our garden is basically a pool. So there is no grounding possible. There is no grass. But in the future house, which is ready within 2-3 weeks, we're going to have a proper garden with plants and flowers. And I would really like to attract butterflies and birds. So that's the goal. It's not a huge garden, but for us, it's going to be a big difference. I'm excited about it. We're also going to have indoor plants so that it purifies also the air. About that, we're going to be careful because we have cats and cats eat plants, and not all of the plants are healthy for the cats. So, this is something that we're also currently inquiring. One big thing that we're creating is something on the rooftop. So we're going to have a sauna and a cold plunge. I personally love the sauna. I don't really like the cold plunges, but my husband loves it. So we're going to get both. And yeah, this is an exciting area that we're building. And also, my husband bought quite a lot of material to exercise at home. We live quite far from the gym. I had a membership to the gym for maybe 4 or 5 months. He's had a membership for about 9 months. And the problem is that going to the gym, like half an hour to go, and then we spend an hour there and then half an hour to come back, it feels like a waste of time just spending the time in the traffic. It doesn't really work for us. So having a small gym at home and doing the steps and the sauna and the cold plunge, I think will be much more valuable in terms of time. And also, we want to buy a massage table so we can combine everything. You know, you do exercise, sauna, cold plunge, you have a masseuse coming at home, and you have a half day which is full and beautiful without having to go anywhere. So I think it's just really perfect for us. Um, what else? So the bedrooms. The bedrooms. I mean, we sleep a lot of the time, so we go to bed pretty early. So that's important for us to be in a quiet neighborhood. So far, it's quiet. I'm gonna touch wood that it keeps that way, that it stays that way, and that it's not going to get loud in here. So we have blackout curtains. It's like a non-negotiable for us. We also wear like sometimes eye masks and stuff, so we're like super top notch. He actually gifted me, Christian, an eye mask, which is amazing. I think it's roses and something. I forgot the name. It's just awesome. It's like silk and just super beautiful for the eyes. It's just amazing and really big. It's uh, it's awesome. It takes like almost your whole face. It's so comfortable. And what else? We have healthy mattress now. We just bought it. It's called Heveya. Heveya. It's Heveya. It's an Indonesian brand and it's like bamboo mattresses. They're pretty pricey, but I think it's totally worth it to have such a mattress. So it's for the main bedroom because we have separate places. So I highly recommend that for couples who work at home, having a shared bedroom and also different bedrooms. That actually one is my office, but I'm gonna have a bed, and one is his office, and he's gonna have like kind of a shrink bed. How do you call that? Réclamé, because he's becoming like a therapist and he loves this kind of therapist bed. So he can also take naps here, and we have a guest bedroom where he can also sleep if he wants. I think it's important to choose to sleep together if we want to, and not if we don't want to, because this is the best thing choice. We have pillows also from Hevea already. We have different sizes, different shapes also from this bamboo brand. They're super healthy. They're not necessarily my favorites, but I'm happy with the bed. More bamboo pillows will come, so we choose different sizes, so we get to like actually change depending on our moods. And I also bought other pillows that I actually prefer from a place in Australia. The company is called Sheet Society, and they have um, cloud corn pillows. That's how they call it. So I think it's made of corn. It's also natural material. They're really awesome. They're my favorites. I think just because they're a little bit thinner and super comfortable. So I really love them. I think I got four of them for the house. And I have another house in Ubud where I also have them. So it's just, I'm a big fan. It's just the import is a bit complicated from Australia to Bali, and some of the stuff got stuck. So that was a little bit tricky at some point. Um, I also have bed sheets from Sheet Society and from Hevea, and also from Costa Rica. When I used to live there, I also had a set of bed sheets, which are amazing. So I only love linen bed sheets. So this is very particular, but at the beginning it's not super soft, but then when you wash them, it gets super soft and super comfy. So I really love linen bed sheets with colors, but not too bright. I love terracotta. I love some kind of light pink. I love beige, those kind of colors. So this is just the bed sheets that I love to use. I have light blankets. So here in Bali, we don't need to have heavy blankets. And those blankets come from Turkey. I found them on Etsy, and it's mousseline. So they're very thin blankets in cotton. And I have them in every room in different colors. So when I love something, I just buy them in the different colors. and that makes my life easy, and it's easy to wash. We have a laundry here, so that's also something. Having a laundry machine is very important to me, because in Bali, most people just take their clothes and bedding and everything to the laundry places, but they usually use really heavy detergent and not organic. So this is something that, of course, I don't want to use, because I don't want to sleep in that. I don't want to wear clothes full of chemicals. So that's really not something I agree with. So I'm super careful with that. Um, Speaking of that, so all the products that we use for the house are organic. This is something that we were really aware of before having animals, but since we have animals, we are extra careful, because they put their paws on the ground and then they lick their paws, and it's just like you think, oh my God, my cat is like eating something, which is really, really bad for them. So yeah, this is something that I think before we were more like 20/80, 20% whatever, and 80% healthy products. And now we're more like 95% has to be super healthy, and then 5% sometimes you need something to remove stains or something like that. But this is very important. Here in Bali, we're pretty lucky because we can find good brands, local brands with natural products. So this is very good. Earlier, I was talking about blackout curtains, and also something that's important to us is to use red lights. So we have three different kind of red lights at home. So one is just bulbs that we have in the bedroom. Another one is reading lights, like the little light that you put on your book. And then the third one is a proper red light panel that we have. We use the Joovv brand, Joovv, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so that's something that we've been using already for a while. We bought it when we were living in Central America, and we traveled with it. Yeah, what else? In my office, I'm super excited about my office, because my husband bought a bunch of stuff for me to be able to film and to be able to have like a really nice lighting in this room. I want it to be like a beautiful podcast room with a day bed and like so many nice things. I'm super excited about that room. And I use a ball. I don't sit on a chair, I sit on a ball, which allows me to stay mobile, which is better for my hips. It's just super nice to be sitting on a ball when working. So I've had it already years ago. I had it in Berlin when we lived there during COVID, and then I traveled with it to Middle America, and then I traveled with it back to Bali. So this is something that's been following me, and he's been stealing it from me sometimes. So he bought one for himself too for his office. So it's gonna be perfect. We have several now. We can also use it for gym, but this is not really something I use for gym. What else? The house. So the water is filtered in the whole house. So this is something that is very important to us too. Not that we intend to drink the water from the tap, because this is not something that you want to do in Bali ever. But because the water is filtered, you can wash the veggies, you can brush your teeth. You're not going to drink 1 hour, 1 liter and a half or 2 liters per day of that water, but you can, do those things without thinking twice about it. You can just brush your teeth without being worried about it, which I would not do in another house in Bali if I'm not aware of the water filters. Then we have a water dispenser with what we use here, Balian water that we like. So this is pretty clean water, one of the cleanest that you can find in Bali. It's better than aqua, for example, and it still has minerals. But the problem is that it's contained in plastic bottles. So in order to filter the microplastic, we're going to start using again our Berkey filter. This is something that we've had for years. We used to use it in other countries. We haven't been using it much here in Bali yet, but we have it. We're going to change the filters, and we're going to set it up in our new kitchen. Then I like to activate the water that I drink. I use CEF. Actually, I have some on my office desk. I have them everywhere in the house because I keep buying more. So those CEF are, in French, it's correcteur d'état fonctionnel. Basically, it's Russian technology. You put your glass on top of it. Just it's super simple. You put your glass on top of it, and it's going to activate the water. because the water that we drink is not activated. I also usually put a little bit of salt in my water and lemon and things like that, a bit of fruits or veggies to activate my water, just making it more vital. Yeah, so this is something, if you're not already aware of the power of the water, because we are mostly water in our body, I invite you to inquire that, especially the work of Emoto, if I'm not making mistakes. So this is very important. And I started recently to drink hydrogen water. So I have a little bit of a bottle that I activate. I put clean water in there, and then I activate the water, and it just like makes little bubbles in it, and it's just hydrogen water. Check it out. It's super good for you. I have the Lumi Vita bottle, but you can find cheaper ones. It's just now super available. In the kitchen, we cook only with cast iron pans. We don't cook with other material pans. We also have no plastic in our supplies in the kitchen. So we try to, whatever you use, we use wooden spoon or metal spoon, but we don't use plastic stuff. Um, what else? We also have an EMF protection for the house. We use Blue Shield. This is something, it's about like this size. It's a square thing that we plug into the wall. And this is regulating the EMF in the house because, we have the Wi-Fi with different routers and stuff like that. We don't always think about turning them off at night. And anyway, we would still be impacted by the neighbors. So this is something that we've been using for a while and we like it. We also use blankets to protect ourselves if we put our computers on our knees so that we're not directly impacted by the EMF of our computers. Well, that's about it. That was already a lot of information. Maybe I forgot some things, but that's the most important for us. I guess the next step would be to live a little bit more remotely and to live in a place like the sanctuary that I want to create with my friends, which would be more higher in the mountains with clean water in the sense that it would come from a source. Right now, this is not where I would choose to live with my husband, and the project with my friends is not yet ready to be born. So we just take our time, and I'm pretty happy with the choices that we're currently making. It fits pretty well my desire to be still kind of living close to other possibilities, accessibilities, but also being able to have this healthy lifestyle in a toxic world. So that's about it. If you've enjoyed this episode, you can share it to your friends and to your communities. If you want to ask me questions, just send me questions through Instagram. This is where I'm most available. If you want to recommend stuff that you use because you live in Bali, please do so. If you want to recommend stuff from Europe or other places in the world, just know that it's not really easy for me to import everything. So just, yeah, I might as well find stuff that I find here now. It's going to be so much easier for me. And that's about it. I wish you a beautiful week, and I will come back next week with another episode, and maybe I'll be already packing. Okay. Have a great day, and see you next time.